Welcome to this special place to be with God. Our Worship and Wonder Room is a special place, just like the place where you are at home is a special place to be with God. A place where we can talk to God and listen to God, a place where we tell the stories of God, a place where we can relax and slow down because we have all the time we need. Today is the fourth Sunday of Lent. So if you look at our calendar on the wall, you'll see that it's pointing to the fourth purple Sunday. So we are getting closer and closer to being ready for Easter all the time. So if you have a candle at home that you use during Worship and Wonder, you can turn that on right now if it's battery operated, or if your parents want to help you light a candle, that'd be great too. And we light our Christ candle every time we're together because it reminds us that Christ is always with us. And the Christ candle kind of helps us get ready to hear God's stories too. So we can focus on the candle. We can take a couple deep breaths to relax our bodies. We can make sure we're in a comfortable position. And then we always sing together the song, Be Still and Know. And as we sing, we try to imagine that these are God's words to us as we are getting ready to hear the story. Be still and know that I am God. Be still and know that I am God. Be still and know that I am God. So when we sing that song together, we know it's time to hear one of God's stories. So I'm going to move our candle to the side so we have plenty of space to tell the story. And before I get out all the story materials, I am going to read the story out of our Bible. And this story is in the book of Luke, chapter 18, and it starts at verse 35. As Jesus approached Jericho, a blind man was sitting by the roadside begging. When he heard a crowd going by, he asked what was happening. They told him, Jesus of Nazareth is passing by. Then he shouted, Jesus, Son of David, have mercy on me. Those who were in the front sternly ordered him to be quiet. But he shouted even more loudly, Son of David, have mercy on me. Jesus stood still and ordered the man to be brought to him. And when he came near, he asked him, What do you want me to do for you? He said, Lord, let me see again. Jesus said to him, Receive your sight. Your faith has saved you. Immediately, he regained his sight and followed him, glorifying God. And all the people, when they saw it, praised God. This is the season of Lent, the time when we get ready to celebrate the mystery of Easter, the time when we are all on the road to Jerusalem. But who will show us the way? Jesus shows us the way. Once every year, the people of God go up to Jerusalem, the holy city of God, to celebrate the feast of Passover, to remember the time when God led them through the waters to freedom. This year, as Jesus was on the road to Jerusalem, people came to be near him because they knew that he would not turn anyone away, even if they were children, even if they were sick or poor, even if they were sad or scared and no one else would talk to them. Bartimaeus was sitting by the road outside of Jericho. He was begging because he was blind, and there was really no way for him then to earn money to make a living. And he couldn't see, but he could hear really well. And so when he heard a commotion and heard that there were people passing by, he found out it was Jesus. And he shouted out, "Jesus, help me!" And the people came to Bartimaeus and they said, "Be quiet, don't bother Jesus, be quiet." But Bartimaeus shouted even louder, "Jesus, help me!" And Jesus stopped and he turned and he said, "Bring that man to me." And he said, "What do you want?" And Bartimaeus says, "I want to be able to see again." And Jesus said, "Then receive your sight." And immediately Bartimaeus could see. And all the people were so happy that they couldn't help but thank God. And Bartimaeus followed Jesus on the way to Jerusalem. I wonder if you have questions about this story. I wonder how Bartimaeus felt when he had to sit by the side of the road and beg for money, when he had to depend on other people. I also wonder how he felt when all of a sudden he could see again. I wonder why Jesus would pay attention to Bartimaeus when no one else would. I wonder how the people felt seeing Bartimaeus regain his sight. I wonder what it was like to follow Jesus on the way to Jerusalem. Now I'm going to change the light. And we do that to remind us that the light of Christ that was in one place at one time can be in all places at all times, wherever we go and whatever we do. Amen.